But there's a balance there, right?
Congressman Chip Roy hosted a roundtable Tuesday with law enforcement officials and police unions from Central and South Texas in a show of solidarity, even as he threatened to withhold appropriations to the Department of Homeland Security. The Austin Republican explained he wants to pressure the DHS secretary to change his approach to the border.
I don't feel any obligation to give another dollar to Alejandro Mayorkas, who is actually undermining the safety and well-being of the people I represent. So we should force Joe Biden to the table. That's the power of the purse. People want to say, oh, you're trying to defund the Department of Homeland Security. No, I'm trying to say that they should be held accountable and that I shouldn't give them money to not do their job.
The government runs out of money on September 30th. The House Freedom Caucus, which Roy is a member of, said it won't support extending the existing budget unless it includes the House-passed border security bill and makes reforms to the Justice Department, FBI, and Pentagon. Roy acknowledged that lawmakers will be facing tough questions in September.
The vast majority of my Republican colleagues feel like it's a smart thing to do to vote for the status quo in a continuing resolution of last year's funding levels to keep funding this federal government with the rampant inflation. The American people don't want us to continue that. They want change. So Republican leadership knows that it's time to change.
Some political experts say the extraordinary 15 rounds it took to select Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker underscored how in a slim majority it only takes a few voices to bring Congress to a screeching halt.
Continuing resolutions because we don't pass budgets anymore, and debt ceilings, which may be annual or not, but are always going to come up. And both parties have realized they can use these events to try to get political concessions from the other party, or at the very least, threaten a government shutdown.
Political science professor Brian Smith says if Democrats give in to certain Republican demands, it could look like they're agreeing with Republicans' accusations that certain federal agencies are becoming too political. But both sides have to weigh the optics of a shutdown.
People can't go to work. Communities that rely on government services are hurt. So there's definite consequences of a government shutdown. And America hates when government seems dysfunctional. And we tend to blame one party over another. So both parties look and say it's in our best interest to keep the government going.
When asked to clarify if he wants to avoid a government shutdown, Roy said,
I want to do our job. If we shut down the government, I'm not going to cry tears, but I'm also not going to seek it. I want to actually try to fund a government to do its job.
The White House has largely deferred to Congress on this issue. Officials say the Office of Management and Budget continues to engage with lawmakers and has asserted there should be no reason for a government shutdown. In Washington, Rena Diamante, Spectrum News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. And for more refreshing stories about your community, click the subscribe button right over here. You can also download our Spectrum News app to get live news coverage, weather alerts, and more wherever you are. And don't forget to tune in to Channel 55 on Dish and DirecTV for live local reporting every single day. We'll see you then.